Oh yeah, well, hi there. My name is Ron Juckett, the owner, chief bottle washer, cook, and creator of Retro Sports Network. And I realized this morning, as I was trying to think of something to talk about, that I've been doing this as my quote unquote job now for about 6 months, 193 days. I really started in September with the 1978 NFL replay, and looking now, now it's March 13th as you watch this. And so I made the mistake of looking at my numbers. And no, not the ones that my doctor needs to talk to me about. And I'm just humbled by the whole experience. Since I started to do this I think YouTube is a viable thing for me to do. I've picked up a little PR job on the side. Um, because of that, I've picked up 161 subscribers. I now have 233 as we tape this. Made a lot of new friends. Have watched the community grow a great deal to the point where I couldn't even possibly watch everything you guys create every day. It's that much. It's that much. So we've created. I mean, when I started, um, someone's actually a new friend of mine actually is commenting on a video of his that I've watched. When we started, it was Stratomatic Delaware doing game stuff, and of course Al and myself, and I think that was about it as far as sports gaming is concerned. Now I've met a lot of new people in the process. And so I know in Bleacher Bums Gaming and Baseball Demos was doing stuff, and of course Steve Tower and the Tabletop Earls and all that. But since over the last 193 days, we've seen kind of an explosion of stuff. ID Jester going hardcore into cards and dice baseball, and of course Clinton Parks and Beatles Eternally, and of course Al and his projects and his one and done tournaments and sandboxes, and Dave Gardner joining the group of us, and him doing whatever it is that he wants to do, and the OG doing the wargaming thing, and all that. I'm just overwhelmed by just how much this community has grown. The fact that I've put on turned 70 subscribers from when I did this the last time I was between writing jobs to 230 with some concerted effort is tremendous. I calculated the watch time of videos from September 1st, 2018 to, if you're watching today, March 13th, through what Google and YouTube tell me my last numbers, which is as of 3 a.m. of this morning. And it comes out to 101 days. That if you put me on a TV channel and played all of my content, that you people have watched the equivalent of 101 full 24-hour days of my stuff. That's 151,400 minutes. And that doesn't include my appearances on Chat with Al or the ID Jester stuff I've done a couple times or anything, or when I've been with Stratomatic Chris or any of the Dungeons and Dragons stuff. That's just this channel. Over 15,600 views. That's an average of 80 people a day coming to this channel to watch me either interview somebody. The interviews do by far the best of anything that I do on the channel. Absolutely by far. So if you want to be interviewed and you can make a compelling case of why you should be interviewed, not just because you're a fanboy, let me know. I would love to have you on. And you don't necessarily have to talk about sports, although I do kind of have to have an interest in what you want to talk about. It doesn't do any good for me to interview you on Game of Thrones, a show that I'm never going to watch and really don't care about. But if you do, more power to you. But anyway, 80 people a day come here to watch me do a 40-year-old football game. I look at the numbers and see the numbers now. I remember when 1,000 minutes for a stream was great. I mean, Al held the record for most watched stream forever, and now that's gone because I did the intro to Action PC Baseball. It's done 5,000 minutes. That's over close to a week of people watching. And so thank you. I don't know what's going to happen to this channel in the future. It's not going anywhere. I really enjoy it too much. I've become much too invested in trying to help Al build this community and friends of community. Enjoy the Discord. Um, I love doing baseball. Football is not my favorite sport, but it seems to be what people want to watch. So we're going to be doing the Patriots Challenge Series coming up starting this week when teams try to beat the 2007 Patriots. Basketball's doing better than I thought, but it's pro basketball. I was surprised by that. I really wish that a hockey thing would go. But then again, I get to the point where I start to, play games like, do I want to bring this over to the channel to share? And like, no, I really don't want to do that. And so originally I was going to talk about trying to find the ideal sim, and I might do that before I'm done. But just, first and foremost, a thank you for all of you. I mean, I've made new friends. It's made this winter a lot more bearable because the weather here in Vermont was, in the words of Charles Barkley, terrible. Just terrible. And, you go 2-3 weeks and you can't get out of the house because you can't get a wheelchair through ice. But I had something to look forward to. I've not been the biggest fan of working from home, but it's made this winter much more tolerable. I'm glad for spring. I'm going to go have some snack with some friends today. I'm going to go do my thing, hopefully with Dave Gardner later, and then come back and do a game tonight. All this wonderful stuff, and it's because of you guys. I mean, I had no idea growing up as a kid in Vermont that there, you obviously do sports fans, but there was a whole mess of us who, instead of experimenting with drugs, experiment with games. Like, oh, I like this one, I don't like this one, and get a kick out of it. I mean, yeah, there's a nostalgia factor, there's a comfort factor, and there's also, it's a hell of a lot of fun and dramatic factor. Let's see, what else do I want to talk about? So thank you so much for doing that. And even if I don't necessarily talk in your streams, there's a lot of streams I just don't say anything. It doesn't mean I'm not watching. It doesn't mean I'm hoping that you do better. If I can do this, you can do this. So for those of you who are just starting to stream, like Rob and Sports Time Machine and Robbie Wartburg, be patient. Take your time. Get out the bugs. It'll do it. Don't be afraid to tape stuff either. It'll all come, and you can have success. May not be any money involved in it, but I mean, we're not talking job. It's nice to get paid, but it's more importantly for me to keep busy. Yeah, my wife's hair. She likes it when I'm out of her hair, and I don't bug her. Go away, Ron. Don't do that. So yeah. So that's, first of all, a thank you. Really, December, around Christmas, this channel turned the corner. And I'm looking at my watch minutes now, and if I don't record a video, the minutes go way down. But I'm seeing the spikes there, and sometimes, I'm looking, and it's 2,500 minutes a day of people watching me yap about something, and it's kind of scary. And fun at the same time. But, yeah. So, thank you. The other thing I wanted to talk about, I guess it's kind of like chasing the Holy Grail. What is to be the perfect sim to play? What might be good for me is not necessarily good for you. And we live in an age because data is so accessible. And let's face it, if you're a sports gamer, you're probably on the bright side anyway. And so tinkering is what we do. And creating games, there's just a plethora. There's more games out now than there's ever been before. And trying to find which one is the right one to play. Now, I love the action PC games. You all know that. It's featured in pretty much every replay that I do. Even the basketball game, which doesn't have great visuals, shows well on screen. Some have good video chalkboards. They all have lots of stats and stories on the page. And it's my job to bring it together into a package that you want to listen to and to find the years or the games that interest you. I mean, my analysis, the computer's telling me that my audience is between the ages of 45 and 64. Then there's the Rear Admiral Clinton Parks. But I know there's a couple of you guys that watch regularly that are older than that, and I know that there are quite a chunk of viewers that are under 45, but it's right in that wheelhouse of those of us who grew up in this between 68 and 90 that watch. Um, and the demographic says it's all male, and Bobby Catalano says that that's not true, that she's all female, and I take her word for that. Um, but trying to find, I guess, the balance between me trying to find something to play that I like playing, that gives me the satisfaction of doing something that's different from what I'm quote unquote doing for work. Like I said, the action PC games translate so well to video streaming. And, you know my feelings on Out of the Park baseball. I think it's needlessly complex in a lot of areas, although I do love it for fictional stuff. But it's not, in my view, it's not a good replay simulator. It's a great what-if thing. And Al has done tremendous work with that. But you're never going to see an OOTP game featured on this channel unless I do a general manager thing for a fictional team. But trying to find a right from what me feels right, I think, offline. I wish that Stratomatic was cheaper. I wish that you didn't have to pay $60 a year to get the modern season in the version of your choice, and whatever they decide to upgrade. I mean, it's their right to do so. It just makes it so... one of the reasons why I like Strat so much is that pretty much is everything driven off the cards, and what little bit there is on the fielding charts is all resolved by special dice rules anyway. I don't think that, for me, fast action cards don't work in baseball. They're required for basketball and hockey, but in baseball, you don't need them. You don't need them. I've played some games with them, but as far as I'm concerned, 1 or 2 dice rolls is all you should take to resolve a play. I've been trying Digital Diamond Baseball. I've liked Digital Diamond Baseball. There seem to be some years missing, however, in the libraries. And of course, a new version's coming out for opening day in a couple weeks, and I'm really not sure what new will be coming out for that. Now that libraries are all free, you can play a variety of different seasons. And, of course, I've got... My pony season is 1978. And I've got that in Strat. I've got it in Replay. I've got it in my little APA workbook thing. I've got it, of course, in Action PC. I have it in NPNG Plus. If there's a baseball game I've tried, I have 1978 for it. Now, trying to do a complete replay. Oh, and MP3 as well. Trying to get through a replay is another story, but that's the pony season. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Digital Diamond Baseball, because I can open up Ball Stat and Ball Score and just kind of plug into that, and gives me a cards and dice experience. But there's always a but, isn't there? And mine is big. There doesn't seem to be enough ground balls. Which is kind of a crucial feature for playing a game, because I know if balls are actually put into play, especially in the outfield, you have a 60% chance of getting a hit. That's what the splits tell you. And there's just way too many fly balls and not enough ground balls. Now, I have played a handful of games. You're really not supposed to tell. But I like it. But I'm not, I'm trying to find out one game that kind of emulates that feel from you roll the dice. It's a simple 1 or 2 roll thing, that seasons are easily available and aren't going to cost me $8,000 to play. And so I can record my own stuff. I want to feel for my own gaming like I'm laying on the floor and being part of the process and not just hitting a button. With the Action PC, it kind of does that, but then again, I'm doing a lot of this stuff for you guys. And so I want to separate that time of, okay, when the Action PC gets loaded, it's time to actually make something for you. It's time for me to be productive. We do a game. We have a good time with it. Chat with a lot of you. We very rarely does it. We actually stay on a baseball tack in the chat. And it's great. And I love it. But I want to make sure that, when I do those series of games, that's separate from what I want to do for Ron Time. So there. So maybe you can help me with that, or maybe I'm missing something with the ground balls. I like PC Replay, but it's way too many dice rolls. You got a dice roll for everything. It's a great advanced game. But as far as, okay, I want to knock off 4 or 5 of these in the afternoon, I want to do a series. And then again, I want to be able to, because I can't do it, score the game myself. Sit there and press the button. I've got a very good understanding of how ball stat and ball score works. And all the rosters are there, and so all the lineups are there. I just, it's feeling like you have a much bigger part of it than sitting there and calling the game. Doesn't make for a very interesting stream, but for me, my other thing is to get rid of the knows from my speech. For me, watching, especially ID Jester and Stratomatic Delaware, who've got good camera setups, play those cards and dice games, I miss playing some of those. I miss just the simple role of, just to do the thing again, what that ground ball is shortstop X is, or you roll the 66 and there's the home run. Is it a home run, or is my pitcher going to be able to stop it? I mean, those sort of things in your head that make these games so desirable to play. There's absolutely nothing wrong with a pure computer version, as my nose itches. I love Action PC. I think it does a tremendous job simulating baseball, building the tension, doing with all the things that you need to do, but it doesn't, because it records everything for you, you get your interaction in other ways, and I can whip through 5 or 6 games. You can do a lot of what-ifs or whatever in a short period of time, but it's not the same as rolling your own dice and recording your own result and you having to think. The football game for Action PC makes you think a lot, and that's different. I'm going to tell you, the charts and dice for football are just... But for baseball, it's kind of needed. So there you go. I guess I've blabbed on long enough. So again, thank you so much for making this channel what it is. It doesn't happen without you. If you want to be interviewed and you think you have a compelling story that I might be interested in, let me know in the comments below. Drop me a message. I'm on Twitter at Ron Juckett. Michael Dobreski, I need to have you on. Devin, you too. I want to have you both on. Al, it's time to get you on again too, because this channel has taken off by leaps and bounds since the first time you were on. And really, most of us just owe you a ton of gratitude. We are forever in your debt for what you've done for us. What else? And yeah, what do you... cards and dice hybrids do you guys enjoy? And I guess that's it. So again, thank you very much. Oh, I'll give you my email. It's sgsvtbub@gmail.com. Spammers, please take note. Sam, Golf Sam, Victor Tango, Boy Umbrella Boy @gmail.com. All right. Thank you so much. Hope you all have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.